Good night, teacher. My name is Camila Dalos. My major is law. I'm studying at the University Javeriana, and today's topic is the specialization in commercial law. As you can see in the presentation, the branches of law, there are kind of different branches in law. The two mainly branches are national law and international law. In national law, you can find a public law and private law. Public law is one of the famous topics nowadays because in this branch you can find constitutional law, administrative law, financial law, criminal law, and tax law. And the other one that is private law, that is one I'm most interested in. You can find civil law, commercial law, family law, and there are others that even if you don't find it there, you have heard about it. For example, labor law and etc. The other big branch is international law. In international law, you also can find international public law and international private law. The specialization I choose is canon in between international law and national law. The commercial law defines itself as solving the relations between negotiations and running business. The commercial law focuses also in the rules that determine the decisions that a firm can make, decisions in the recent time and in future time. Also, if they're trying to um, land a new product or take some marketing actions, they always have to consult a commercial lawyer because you can find yourself in different situations like false publicity if you're not careful about it. So you always have to consult a commercial lawyer to be sure as a firm that you are making the right decision. The specialization in commercial law, as I said before, specializes in the study of the realities, social business, and relations between those business. Also focuses in the relations between firms, between business persons, and all kind related in that stage. The profile of the applicant to the specializations has to have an interest in the business field. You're not only have to be focused in the law mainly, but also you have to be focused in the business world. Uh, as a lobbyist, it has to be a professional in law and be linked in the sector of the economy and the financial sector. And most of the people that study this specialization also has a second major in economy or in international commercial relations. So in the profile of the applicant, you can find a variety of different subjects in one person. And the profile of the graduate, um, it focuses in the abilities for appropriate counseling, as I said before. The firms always look for a lawyer, for a commercial lawyer, to make their decisions about the market or the strategy they're going to take for a specific publicity or when they're going to launch a new product. They always look for a consultant. And commercial lawyers are famous in this field. And consulting is not what they only do, they do a lot of more stuff like um, negotiate contracts and negotiate the um, the price you're going to pay for a specific product or for a specific element you're going to purchase for the launch of a new product. So Uh, Consulting is not only what commercial lawyers are specialists for, but they also, but it's one of the most famous things they do. So the ability to consulting is one of the most difficult things to develop, but is one of the mainly things the specializations focus in. You also have to have new focus and new knowledge in all the new legal, commercial um, rules that are developed every day. So you have to be like updating yourself um, in that new legislation and in that new rules that the Congress is updating every day, and for that reason, the specialization is trying to give you the tools to upgrade yourself in this new file of the law, because at the major of law, only law, they just give you the generals like the constitutions and the generals codes, but they don't focus and they don't go deep in the commercial legislation, so you only get the basics of that, and the specialization is trying to get deeper in that legislation, so you have to learn the basics and go deeper hand with the legislation, but also do it by yourself. So they only give you the tools, but you have to go deeper if you want to grade yourself in this new field. And the advantage of the specialization is that you have a lot of job opportunities. If you are a person that likes to travel, you have this job gives you that opportunity. Um, if you are a person interested in economics, in the dynamics of the market, in the firms, in the business world, this is the specialization for you, because you're going to learn how these relations are constructed and how these relations develop through the time. So you're going to learn how the markets moves and how one action can affect the whole market, and how can decision can affect the market. So you're going to learn the dynamics of the market that are not teach in the law itself. Um, and also this kind of jobs has a lot of good salary. You are going to earn a lot of money, because as I said before, consulting is one of the famous things you do here, and you earn a lot of money for that. The disadvantage of this specialization is that it is harder for you to get a family, because you have to travel a lot. If you focus in the international commercial part, you have to be through countries, you have to be traveling around countries, and it is hard for you to establish a human relation, because you cannot be in one place for a long time. You got less free time, because as I said before, and the business interactions and the market interactions and mainly develop between countries, and these countries not always are going to be at the same hour, at the same time. So sometimes you have to get in contact with people that are not in your same schedule. So for example, here can be midnight and there can be 2 p.m. and you have to be in a meeting, and you have to be available for that, and you have to be conscious about that, because as I said before, the market and the environment that you're going to be demands that, so you have to be prepared for that. And also completes the third item, that is long work hours. As I justified before, is because these relations always develop in different countries, sometimes through the countries, and you have to be prepared for that, because you sometimes can't be at the same time with the other people you're going to be interacting. And you take a lot of responsibilities and a lot of risks. Why? Because you're making a decisions for a company, and this company usually spends a lot of money believing in your decision. And if you're wrong, you're going have a firm that spends a lot of money in a thing that wasn't what they were looking for. So you made one wrong decision, and it wastes a lot of money, and it costs a lot of money for a company, and that cost you a lot can cost you your work. So you have to be so careful, you have to be so calm when you're going to give advice about something, because the company is going to trust you fully, so you have to be sure about that. And they're going to make a lot of investment in what you're saying, and you have to be 100% sure about it. So that's the risk you're going to take, and you have to be conscious about that. The principle of commercial law is mainly they're they're going back to the basis of law, like constitutional and administrative law, law in business, and as I said before, you have to go deeper in commercial law and law studies, of course, in commercial, criminal law, because when you're going to do a decision, you have to be conscious about if that decision is with the is not illegal, it is in the law. So that's why you have to take criminal law, you law, that's the law from Europe, and property law and tort law. And provisional placement is like when you take some practice at one company to finish your studies. And my major has that for a requirement for my graduations, and the specializations also has that. So you have to do a kind of practice in a firm for a couple months, and you get your diploma. The conclusion we can get is that commercial relations involves itself a quality of goods and service, and this field demands a high qualified professionals capable of solving in the best way any conflict that the parties may present, always presented to get the better for both of the parties. As I said before, you have to be capable of make even hard decisions, but with the conscience that these decisions are the best for your client, and those decisions are in the law. I mean, those decisions are not illegal, and you're doing the right thing. And you're doing not only the right thing, but also what is good for your client. So you have to be conscious about that. And that's all. That it's my final project in this major. I hope you like it, and I am waiting for your further comments. Thanks.